Hi everyone, welcome to Hunter Gatherer Cooking. I have had the best day ever today, believe it or not. I've been down at Rich's cider farm and I've been learning all about apples, how they're pressed, how cider's made, and it's just been a really enjoyable day. I hope you enjoy this one. If you do, then give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. So here we are at Rich's farm, and today we're going to be pressing apples. I cannot wait. I'm meeting George, who's been working here since he was 16, and he does an amazing job for the whole farm. So these are the apples that are being poured into this massive holding container. So many apples, and these are actually imperfect apples that can't go to supermarkets for whatever reason. So in total, 3 massive buckets are being poured in. I've never seen so many apples. And what happens is the water then pushes the apples sort of down, and they move through this sort of small hole and into this this gully. I'm probably using the wrong words, but they sort of bob along here, and this is all water powered, and what happens is this part of the process is removing all of the dead leaves and dirt and things like that. So it goes through here up onto the conveyor belt, all the way up to the top. And then what happens is it basically goes into this big blender. This is the equivalent of a giant NutriBullet. And it just basically blends it all up, everything. And then once it goes through there, through pipes, it then comes into this room. And effectively, they can drop it down into here. And that's just pure apple pulp. Nothing added. Just pure apples, just blended up. And so they wrap each layer by hand, as you can see. Each cloth goes on, a layer of apples, and then they wrap it up. Now this is effectively lemon juice, which they put on, and it stops the apples going brown. So they mix that in sort of every few layers, which ultimately is going to help on the end result. It's incredibly messy. I can't even tell you how messy that room gets. But as the layers build up and up and up, higher and higher, that table moves up and down, and through its own natural weight you can see some of the juices coming through already, and that tray there effectively connects to a drain underground that effectively comes out here, and then it goes through a number of sort of sieves or meshes, so some big holes there to get the bigger bits, and some smaller, and then a really fine one. And then ultimately what you're now looking at is just pure apple juice. They don't do anything to this, nothing's added, it is what it is. So you can see that it's really sort of stacked up high now, and the weight is obviously increased, so you can see that juice moving a lot quicker now. So this is the top layer done now, the final one. And so they pull it on, they're like tracks on the floor, so they move it down and across towards these giant presses, which I think have been here since the 80s, but possibly made in the 40s. Incredible bits of kit. And what happens is that now slowly lifts that up, compressing all of that pulp bit by bit. And obviously that is where the majority of the juice comes from. Look at it flowing down. That's just pure apple juice. It smells amazing in here. You can see how much compression there is all the way down to the finished sort of amount. I don't know what the PSI is of that, but there is all the apple juice that will just go into a container and get stored and bottled up eventually. So once it's done, they then move it across, unpack it, and this is called pumice, which is just mashed up apple. That's all that is. And that gets put onto another conveyor belt. Incredibly messy part, so they have to clean it all up each time. And so it moves up the conveyor belt, over the process that you saw before to the top, and it ends up in a bucket that gets moved onto a trailer and ultimately gets given to farm animals or put on the land.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed being there today. I'll put all the information about Rich's farm in the description below with the links and things like that. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so that the latest videos will pop up when you go onto YouTube. Let me know what you think of the video and the cider. That's always good to know, and I'll see you soon.